Today, we're heading to a city that's become one of America's hottest destinations, Nashville. Welcome back to Talk Travel with Samantha. We're here to help you travel smarter, vacation harder, and uncover destinations that are worth every dollar of your vacation budget. I'm your host, Samantha from Fabulous Adventures Travel. Now, if you thought Nashville is cowboy boots, bachelorette parties, and country music, you're not wrong. But Nashville is so much more than bright lights and big drums on Broadway. Today, I'm sharing the hidden gems, local favorites, and experiences that make Music City one of the most exciting cities in America. Whether you're planning a girls' getaway, a couples trip, a family vacation, or even a long weekend, Nashville has something that might surprise you. And call Fabulous Adventures Travel because we'd love to help you. So grab your boots, or don't, and your cowboy hat, and let's head to Tennessee. Nashville has exploded in popularity over the last decade, but unlike some destinations that become trendy and lose their charm, Nashville has managed to grow while keeping its personality. The city combines live music everywhere. It's insane how much music there is everywhere, and you hear, and they clash together. It's kind of funny. As you walk by the places, the bars, you're like, wait, I know that song. Oh, wait, I know this song. It's like a mashup. What's happening? It's kind of funny. It's crazy, but it's unreal. There's no place else like it. I have to be honest. It's one of the coolest places I think I've ever been in terms of like music, where it just doesn't stop. And if you love listening to music, this is where you need to be. I would say Key West is a good second place in that, because I always say that about Key West. It is live music all the time, but Nashville is like, there's a band against the window here, and you walk 2 steps and there's another band against the window playing a completely different song. I don't know how they do it, I have to be honest, but it's probably loud. They just can't hear it. So there's live music everywhere. Incredible food. Oh, some of the best food. You're going to laugh because you're going to be like, oh my gosh, she didn't eat the hot chicken. I did eat the hot chicken, I have to be honest, but I had some other good food. They had such good food there. Southern hospitality, history, so much history. I had so much fun learning about the history there. The nightlife. Oh, the nightlife is so great there. If you like that kind of stuff, it's so great. And they also have outdoor adventures. And perhaps most importantly, fun. The place is so much fun. I can't wait to go back. I'm actually going back in July of this year, and I cannot wait. So I was just there mid-May, and it was just so great. And I had been there previous with the kids. This time I went without the kids, and then this next time I'm also going without the kids for a concert. So I'm super excited about that. I'm actually seeing a concert at the outdoor arena right there, which is going to be awesome. So the one thing that I do, the myth that I want to kind of dispel, I guess, is that you don't have to be into country music to go to Nashville. I don't love country music. I'm going to be honest. It's not my favorite thing. Don't kill me, Nashvillians, because I feel bad. I love your city. But you don't have to be into country music. I can say majority of the places didn't play country music the entire time. It was just a rock band that played mix of country and rock, which was amazing. They took suggestions and they, played anything. They played whatever you wanted. They played 500 miles from the Proclaimers because we asked them to do that all the time. So they played that. So they play anything, trust me. So please don't think that you're never going to go to Nashville because they only play country music. Do they? Yes, they play country music, but it's not all over the place. So in fact, many visitors arrive expecting a music town and leave talking about food, neighborhoods, and experiences. So if you're flying in and obviously you want a place to stay, I always say that I stay right near downtown, because here's the thing. If you're drinking, you're going to want to just walk home, because that's just the nicest way to do it and not have to worry about it, not have to worry about an Uber, any of that stuff. So I've stayed at the Sheraton, which wasn't too far away from Broadway. I've also stayed at the Four Seasons, and I just recently stayed at the Omni Resort. We just stayed at the Omni Hotel, which was super close. It's actually connected to the Music Hall of Fame, right? It's literally right there. I think you still have to go out to go back in, obviously, to get tickets and all that thing, but it's literally connected right there. So I've stayed at those 3 places, all of them super close. The one, I think it's called Hotel One or One Nashville, I think is what it's called. Oh my goodness, that has a rooftop bar, absolutely gorgeous. Not cheap, gonna be honest, but location phenomenal, and what the actual hotel is phenomenal. So those would be my choices. But honestly, there's a ton there. Just find it, but stay near Broadway because it's just so much easier. So much easier. But if you don't want that sort of life, if you want something a little bit more homey feeling, a little bit more neighborly feeling, you want to stay in the Gulch near 12 South or East Nashville or Germantown. Those will have a little bit more of a local feel versus that massive, like almost Times Square feel. I have to be honest, on Friday and Saturday nights, they closed down the one section of Broadway and no one drove that way. You could only go the one way. You could go across Broadway. You could not drive down it. So it's like Times Square. No joke. But the coolest thing on the planet. So Broadway, let's get to Broadway now that I'm talking about it. So Broadway is where all of the bars are, where all of the, live bands are and all that stuff. It's somewhat daunting because there's a lot of people there. It can get a little like, but just go down there and have a good time. I have to say we had a funny joke this last time that we went because we were kind of staying on the one side of the street for some reason. And we never made it to the other side. The only time we went to the other side was when we went to Tootsie's finally, because we thought, well, geez, we came all the way here. We should probably go to Tootsie's. So we stayed on the one side for whatever crazy reason. But I will say that our hotel was on that side of the street. So it was just easy to, once we got to Broadway, it was to just turn right and walk down that side. But we also fell in love with John Bon Jovi's bar. So that was great. And they played rock music all the time. So it was just, that was a great bar. We fell in love with that one. But honestly, I'm not going to tell you where to go because I feel like they're all the same, truly. I know if you live in Nashville, you're probably like, oh, they're not all the same. I'm sure they're not, but they feel the same after a while. After being there for so long, you're like, oh, this feels the same. We also like Kid Rock's. His was great too. His was huge. So was Bon Jovi's. His was actually really big, but they didn't, when we were there, they used more of just the bottom level. They did have at Bon Jovi's bull riding there. So it was hysterical to watch and they played it on the video. So while you were downstairs, you could see the people bull riding in. Had I not had frozen shoulder, I probably would have done it. So I did not do it. No one in our group did it. We should have done that. All of us women, we should have rode the bull, like you should in Nashville. So we did actually, it was kind of funny. We did dress up this time. We wore hats and boots and everything. And my friends who live there were like, we don't dress like that. And I was like, I don't really care. This is what we think you do. So that's what we're going to do. So we looked like definite tourists, but I'm going to be honest, everyone looked that way when we went there. Every single person when we got down to Broadway looked exactly the same as us. Now, getting on the plane, people were laughing at us and I don't really care because I could care less if people were laughing at me. The lady behind me was like, she was like, wow, it's pretty obvious that you're a tourist. We're like, yep. And we're really okay with that. We don't care. We're tourists. So I thought that was funny. I mean, listen, if you can't laugh at yourself and you can't have a good time, what's life all about, right? So we had a great time having the locals laugh at us. The local Nashvillians. Is that even how you say it? I don't even know. So Broadway, back to Broadway. Yes, you should go. I know that people will be like, oh, it's so busy, but definitely go and you're going to fall in love with it, honestly. And I will say that one of my favorite restaurants, there's not a place on that strip right there that I would truly want to eat at except for the 12:30 Supper Club. Rumor has it, now I haven't done much research on this, is that Justin Timberlake, I think, had a hand in that. But the food, you guys, in the Supper Club. So there's 3 different places. You can do the honky tonk downstairs, the Supper Club upstairs, and then the rooftop bar. So I originally wanted the rooftop bar because I thought, oh, rooftop bar, it sounds great. Oh. But I have to be honest, the Supper Club was amazing. And it was kind of funny because they did say to dress appropriately. And the way that life just happened that very first day that we were there, we happened to stay in our t-shirts and our bright cowboy hats and our boots and did not change. So I feel like we kind of have a giggle about it that they put us in the corner. They put baby in the corner because we were not dressed properly. But I got to be honest, nobody else was like dressed to the nines or anything. When you say Supper Club, it sounds like, everyone was wearing gowns or whatnot, but no one was wearing that. But the food, I wanted literally every single thing on the menu. The drinks were also really, really good, but the food just outshined everything. So go there and eat and the ambiance, so great. So just like a Supper Club, there was a stage in the middle, and I thought they were going to play jazz music, but they didn't. They played 80s and 70s and not super loud. They played it just nice and almost gave it a, I don't want to say a Caribbean feel, but it just had like this like flowing sort of feel. It wasn't like a true like like whatever they were playing. It just had a very just jamming sort of feel. So don't miss the 12:30 supper club. Don't fall for the rooftop. Go to the supper club and don't fall for the honky tonk, because you do have to pass it on the way in and it looks just as cool. And it probably is, really. Honestly, I'd probably go to all three of them, but I would say that the supper club food was just top notch, and we could not eat everything on the menu and wanted to so bad. So the food was phenomenal. So back to Broadway, where I was saying that I wouldn't eat anything else on Broadway, going to be completely honest, but the supper club, the 12:30 supper club is on Broadway. So that's about where my eating on Broadway falls. So definitely go to Broadway. Don't miss it. Check out the 12:30 supper club and try as many bars as you want. Listen, and honestly, you could check out a bar listening to the music. You can be like, I like that music, and in you go. So you don't even have to like walk in just to hear the music. Most of them are out there. You can like pinch the drummer's butt if you wanted to. Like that's how they're out the window. Like that's how crazy it is. I mean, I wouldn't suggest doing that, but just saying that that's how close that they are. And we've had because of course we had a little bit to drink. So we were having conversations with the drummers as we were walking by. We're like, hey, what's your next song? And the one guy was like, we can't tell you because we don't really know. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't know? You're the drummer. You like set the beat. Like, aren't you the one that has to know what the next song is? So I thought that was pretty funny, but you can talk to them as you're walking by, which is really cool. So the coolest part about Broadway, I will mention again, is that the music happens all day long. So don't think it's only a nighttime event. It starts at like 10 a.m. or noon or something like that. Just look up the times. It's super early and the bands start that early. So if you're an early bird and you're not a night owl and you just want to go listen to music, go during the day because it's still a great place to hang out. So what are the hidden sides of Nashville? I've got a bunch of them that I absolutely fell in love with. I wouldn't say that this is super hidden, but people love it. It's called 12 South. And you're probably like, what is 12 South? How do I get there? Is it a place? Like, is it an address? It's actually an area, right? There's a bunch of shops there. The food there is really, really good. There's boutique shops, coffee shops, murals. There's some really cute murals over there. Local restaurants. It's a slower pace than downtown, and it is a little bit out of downtown. So you will have to, if you flew in and you didn't rent a car, which I don't suggest that you rent a car, honestly. I suggest that you Uber. You just Uber there. It's a bit a ways from downtown. But oh my gosh, the shops there are so cute. Some of the stuff is just authentic and different and boutique, like we said. Oh, it's just great. I loved it. We had the best time. And there's little pop-up shops. So like even when you're walking, and I want to say we went on a Saturday, so that kind of makes sense that there was pop-up shops there. I don't know if it was always there, but they have, little pop-up shops where they have all these great clothes. They also have a really cool place down there that you can make a trucker hat and create your own trucker hat, which I think is kind of cool. So look that up too. We didn't end up going. So 12 South, don't miss it if shopping's your thing. But the food is actually really good down there too. We didn't end up eating down there because, we were headed to the girls just want to have fun brunch. So we thought we're going to eat there. So we didn't end up eating down there. But there's some really cool places. So Nashville is really known for their rooftop bars. So definitely check those out before sunset. The skyline is super beautiful. And of course, it's uber hot. So just be aware of that while you're up there. There's not much of a breeze, I'm going to be honest. So know that when you're up there, stay hydrated because it's hot. So let's talk about food, because the food there, like I mentioned, that 12:30 supper club, phenomenal. And we also did a really cool place that's outside of Nashville. It's called the Tree House. And there's some other gems that I want to tell you about. So the Tree House was such good food. Now, they kind of made it somewhat look like a tree house, but I would say that it's not totally a tree house, but the food is phenomenal. And that 100% is a locals place. So that is outside of the city. It's not in the city. You would have to take an Uber, or if you rented a car, drive there. But I wouldn't suggest that because the drinks are really, really good as well. The food, top notch. So these restaurants I want to mention is Monell's. It's a social dining, so it's a community style Southern. It's big tables with strangers passing bowls like family dinner. No menu, it's just whatever they're serving that day. So that place sounds amazing. And the Catbird Seat. So it's a chef's counter tasting experience where you sit around the kitchen and watch every dish being created. It's theatrical fine dining. You do definitely need a reservation for that. And they do kind of say what the menu is online if you want to look it up, but you definitely need a reservation for that. So Nashville's known for their Southern comfort food, barbecue, their upscale steakhouses, creative farm-to-table restaurants, which is what the Treehouse was, and fantastic brunch spots. So Hampton Social is there, and Hampton Social, as you know, is a chain. So I wouldn't necessarily say definitely go there because of the fact that it's a chain. But they have a really cool brunch that's called Girls Just Want to Have Fun. And if you like loud music, partying, and having a good old time, that is exactly what happens there. It's super loud. So if loud is not your thing, do not go to the Girls Just Want to Have Fun brunch. But it's so much fun. There's girls everywhere. There's bachelorette parties everywhere. So if you're a man looking for a girl, this might be where it is. But however, I don't know that that's where you probably want to pick up a girl because they're with their girlfriends and having a good old time. Anywho, the food is great. As you know, Hampton Social, the food's really good. But I will say that I was a little caught off guard by the seating. So we did have to book a table ahead of time. And it was definitely different. We sat at a bar top table, which is fine. I don't mind sitting there. But it was right in the way of people walking by. And it's just overcrowded up there. There's people at the bar like 10 people deep. And it was super overcrowded. So I wouldn't say that it's a one and done for me. I did it. It was fun. I don't think I'm doing it again unless someone begs me to do it again. It's not my idea of a good time. I'd rather have a nice brunch and enjoy some other music. That was just a lot of people. So if that's your thing, check it out because it is fun. It really is a good time. They give you a mic and you sing with the music. So they give you, sorry, not a mic, but they give you a blow up mic. So like everyone picks a blow up mic when they go in there, like a plastic blow-up mic, and you just use it to lip sync and sing along to the music. So it's really fun. It's just loud and a lot of people. Also, there's another place that you cannot miss, and you might have to go a couple times because the line gets really, really long. So if you can make it there between 8 and 9, the line's a little bit shorter and goes pretty fast. But anytime after 9, you are going to be waiting in a very long line. It's called the Pancake Pantry, and the pancakes are unreal. Like they're like nothing I don't even know. I don't know who makes them. The pancake gods, I have no idea, but the pancakes and the syrup is so good there. So do not miss the Pancake Pantry at all. Another place I want to tell you about, we went to the House of Cards. This is a hidden magic show underground. It's very hard to find. You have got to look it up on the internet and you've got to make an appointment. You cannot just show up. So you do have to make a reservation, get tickets for it. The food was so good. So it's called the House of Cards. The magic was so great. It was actually a really, really good experience. They had 2 magicians that were kind of sitting around, and after you ate, you go over and kind of had a personal time with a magician. Then you go over to another one, have a little bit more personal time with a magician. So cool. And then you see a bigger show at the end and then you're done. But the food was actually really, really good. Usually with that kind of stuff for me, I always feel like if it comes with a show, the food's kind of meh and it's not that great. No, this food was so, so good. They have this elk tenderloin. Yes, I said elk tenderloin. And it was so good and interesting. I've never had it before. Actually, my friend got it and I had a bite of it and I was like, ooh, that's good. I would have never in a million years. I just had a regular tenderloin filet, but it was so good. So if you like magic, you like a magic show and dinner, the ambiance was amazing down there. It was dark and just cozy and just really, really spooky. And I don't want to say spooky, but like it was perfect. They just did a really good job. So I highly suggest that. So enough about food. Let's move on to things to do. There is so much to do in Tennessee. You can do a hop-on, hop-off bus, which I highly, highly suggest. I know it's super tourist. You're probably like, oh my God, I'm not doing that. I got to be honest. It's really, really great because of the fact that there's so much to see and it really does show you everything. And you can hop on, hop off, and you don't have to think about trying to plan anything. So I do highly suggest the hop-on, hop-off bus. I've done it once. I think I've only done it once, but I just did it this last time and really enjoyed it. No, actually, I take that back. Done it twice. And one of the cool things is it takes you over to the street where all of the sound studios are for, creating music, making music. And it's so neat to see that because they're just bam, 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 like one right after the other, which is so cool. And then of course it says, all the names of the record companies. And then while you're driving through there, they'll be like, this is where Taylor Swift made her first album. This is where so-and-so made their first album. Like it's really, or so-and-so, Reba McEntire owns this one. Like, it's really cool to see. And they're just all in a row. It's crazy. So that's really cool to see. And that's on the tour, of course. And then, of course, it stops at the Gulch, which is nice because you don't have to take an Uber over there. So that's cool to get to see the Gulch area. And I'm trying to think what else. All kinds of places. The Parthenon, there's a, replica of the Parthenon there. So that's really cool. I'm trying to think what else. Just really, really cool places. So definitely do the hop on, hop off bus because it helps. It also takes you to the Music Hall of Fame, the Ryman Auditorium. All of that is right there. The other thing that I would say is that the Grand Ole Opry has moved from the middle of the city and it is further away. So if that is something that you're interested in, a backstage tour is so freaking cool. So definitely do that backstage tour because you get to stand in that ring and they take a picture of you, which is like really, really cool. So that's one of the cool things to do. So unique experiences, that's one of them, that backstage tour. Line dancing. Oh my gosh, we did a line dancing dance class and it was just so much fun. They taught us so many dances. They taught us 3 dances and it was a bunch of people. There was like 50 of us in the dance class. So much fun. Now I will tell you, we've saw some line dancing, but not a lot of people were truly line dancing, which kind of stinks because I really wanted to try and line dance with everyone. I thought that would be super fun. So when I did see people doing it, I would join in, which was fun. And I would just try my best to learn it because I pick up really quickly. But yeah, super fun. You can moonshine taste. Obviously, there's a great place. There's, this Old Smoky is right there downtown. And the other cool thing that you can do, you can actually get with a songwriter and create a song with them. That is a very, very special experience. I know the Four Seasons offers it. It's not cheap, I will tell you, but you can have your own private meeting with a songwriter and just learn how people write songs and learn how it goes. So if that's something that you really, really want to do or something that your kids may be interested in, that's a cool event. So now if you've never experienced a songwriters round, put it on the top of your list because this is where songwriters perform the songs they've written and tell the stories behind them. You may hear the person who wrote a hit song before you knew their name. It's one of the most authentic Nashville experiences available. So I actually did this when I was there last time when I stayed at the Four Seasons, and it was such a cool experience. I did it with a couple of other people. It wasn't private or anything like that, but we also created a song, which I thought was really, really, really neat. So definitely try that songwriters round if you can, because it's just so cool. Of course, there's the Music Hall of Fame that everybody loves. And outside of the city, there's some really great history there. So check that out. Make sure you do your research on that because there is a ton of history outside of the city where, there's mansions and old school mansions. And I know we went to them and I can't think of the name of them right now, but they were phenomenal. So check all that out and let me know if you want any of that because you can just write me and I'll look it up. So today's travel lesson is simple. Nashville isn't just a destination, it's an experience, 1000% an experience. I absolutely love that city and I cannot wait to go back in July. Like I am just chomping at the bit to get back there and do some of the things that I didn't get to do and eat at some of the places that we didn't get to eat at because some of the ones that I mentioned here, I'm trying on the second round here. So it's an experience. It's live music pouring out of every doorway, which music is my soul. So it's just, the feeling when you're there and just people just doing their thing, singing and just killing it. And by the way, these musicians are phenomenal, like unreal. The people that you see up there, they can sing and they're good at it and they can play. Oh, goodness gracious. They're so freaking talented. So it's finding hidden restaurants, like I mentioned, that serve the best meal of your trip. And it's dancing when nobody's watching because there's a lot of dancing. So make sure you do that. And it's one of those cities that somehow feels welcoming the moment you arrive. If Nashville isn't on your travel list yet, grab your hat, your boots, and get your butt to Nashville and let the locals give you a look, because guess what? By the time you get to Broadway, you're going to look exactly the same as everybody else. So thank you so much for joining this week for Nashville. It was so much fun to talk about it. You can tell that I absolutely love it. I cannot wait to go back in July. I'm going to see Train, which is definitely not a Nashville band, but I'm super excited. So headed back to Nashville. Can't wait to tell you about it and tell you what happened this time. But thank you so much for joining. I'm Samantha, your host of Talk Travel with Samantha. Please come find me on Facebook at Samantha at Fabulous Adventures Travel, or you can send me comments and let me know what you think, or I can help you book Nashville if you want to go. Contact me at www.talktravelwithsamantha.com. Thank you again for joining me. Until next time, travel smarter and vacation harder. See you next episode.